yeah, we were taught to ask questions and break things down, and like I would get in arguments with my youth pastor about it was, and the thing is, it was all. I'm not going to pretend like I was some like atheist kid who was forced to be there. I believed. I was a true believer.
Yeah.
But I like had questions and was always pushing the envelope outward and outward. And like my loss of faith was not a moment. I didn't turn 20 and go fuck this, or I didn't have a thing where I was like, okay, I'm done with pretending. I was like, it was a really slow, pretty intellectual process. Which can be painful and can be like, but I think it helps me a lot stay active in learning and listening to other people with other experiences, because in my like young adulthood, I spent a lot of time breaking down my own belief systems. So like, and like questioning core stuff that most people, or at least most people in my world, didn't question. And so I think that has helped me stay soft as an adult. And like when somebody goes, what you just said was sexist, or what you just said is racist or whatever, to not go, fuck you, I'm not racist. To go like, why? And to go, how can I learn? Because we're all on a journey, not to get too whatever, but like I come from a culture that was not accepting. And as a teenager, made horrible jokes all the time, said homophobic shit, like all that bad stuff. And we're all just trying to figure out how to be better and be nicer to the people around us and be better for each other. And so like, I find that experience of slowly and arduously losing my faith instead of just saying fuck it, built up that muscle in me of like how to try and figure out what my actual thought process is and like where I might be wrong, and also to figure out like what's important, because like there's stuff I learned in church about like core values of justice and equality that may be getting ignored in some ways, but are like kind of important, and like I've kept as important to me, because I didn't just jettison the whole thing. I figured out what about my upbringing philosophically was good and was important, and like learning to kind of break down that stuff and continuing to break down that stuff through your life. And I mean, to tie it back in, I think that's why I'm good at what I do as well. That like analytical side of my brain in art, in philosophy and art, and like figuring out why something works or why something doesn't work, or why, instead of just going, I like it, I want to keep it, being able to talk with an artist about like, okay, here's why, or here's how it fits in the bigger thing.
Don't forget, you can subscribe to our full audio episodes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere you find your audio podcasts. The full episodes, highlights, and our live off-the-floor performance videos can be found at our YouTube channel, and you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at the AVB Podcast. Of course, you'll find links to our incredible sponsors and this week's guest in the description below. The AVB Podcast is part of the Border City Network. Find more great content at bordercitynetwork.com. See you next time, folks. Bye-bye.